So I'm talking about the Lewis structure. Is it clear now? Here? Is it visible?
Yes, doctor, yes.
All right. So these few points I also written here, rule number 1, rule number 2, rule number 3. In the first case, you have to count the valence electron according to the group. Total valence electron. So fluorine multiplied by 3 because there are 3 fluorines. So there is 21 plus 5. 5 is the fifth group of nitrogen. So it has 5 valence electron. The total number of electron is 26. And which element is least electronegative, you can put on the central atom. After that, then you, after putting this central atom and putting aside 3 atom of fluorine, maximum distance, this is the maximum distance you can put it. As I told you last time, this you cannot put like this, okay? Just like you have fluorine, then fluorine, then fluorine. How you will make a bond, right? These 3 fluorine you just keep apart as much as possible, and the least interaction should be there. So just like a triangle, just one fluorine here, one fluorine here, one. This is maximum distance between, right? 60-degree angle. And now in the center is nitrogen, like this, or whatever you have, look at here, right? Then after that, the fourth rule is you have to show the bond between this and this. You cannot make double bond between fluorine, you know, as I told you last time, remember, and please note, according to the group you will make a bond. 7th group, only 1 electron, this is a 1 electron unpaired. Again I am telling you how to write the Lewis formula. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. These 3, this one, this one, this one, these are the paired. They cannot make bond. This is already paired. Only this one is making bond with others. So only the possible is with 7 group or the group 1, that is hydrogen. Both has only 1 electron, so they can make only and only single electron. They never make double bond. Forget please this one and note down in your notebook. So now I will just put single bond here. Okay. All right. Then after that, you will see here how many electrons you added. Just tell me now. How many electrons I added here? In terms of bond formation. Come on. 6 electrons. Because 3 bond, each bond contains 2 electrons. So now 6 electrons you have. Now 26 electron, you will write here 26 minus 6, then 20 electrons left. After that, you have to complete the octet of the side atom. So now you will put this one like this: 6 plus 2, 8. 6 plus 2 electron 8. 6 plus 2 electron 8. So this octet of fluorine is complete. So now how many electrons? 6 multiplied by 3, 18 electrons you distributed around the fluorine. Minus 18, you will get how many? 2 electron left. So what will you do for 2 electron?
Put it in nitrogen.
Right, you put on the nitrogen these 2 electron. Now you check whether nitrogen octet is complete or not. So now 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6, and this is 2, so 8. Now this one octet is complete for nitrogen. This octet for fluorine. this octet for fluorine, and this octet for this fluorine. So in this way, you have to, in the last fifth rule, you have to find out whether the octet is complete or not. If suppose there is no electron left here, 2 electron is not left here, so you cannot put this 2 electron and nitrogen, so this octet is not complete. That is a different question. Now I will show another example. This is just already I show you practice, so you can do at home. Now I will take, this is again NF3, proceeding writing Lewis structure of NF3. This is here the example. Actually this example is here, but why it is, yes. So this example, as I show you, see, this is not done. This is another example. You practice for this. I will show you now. This example is very good. Carbonate. Now please look at carbonate. Number 1, total valence electron you have to write. For carbon plus oxygen, how much? 3 oxygen, and this is 2 minus, right? 2 minus means this electron receive or electron lose? Just tell me now.
Receive.
Receive. It means you have to add 2 electron in the formula. Now you will have carbon, which group? Carbon.
4 group.
4 group. So 4 valence electron plus 3 multiplied by oxygen. Oxygen 6 groups, 6 valence electron plus 2. So you will get 4 plus 18 plus 2, 20 is equal to 24. So 24 electron you have to distribute into the formula. Now second one is what we have to look. The first is done. The second point is what?
Look which is least
Least
electronegative.
one. Least electronegative element. Electronegative element. So which one is least? Oxygen or carbon?
Carbon.
Carbon. So you will put carbon here. Okay, central atom. And what you do? This is a 3 oxygen, right? So how you arrange 3 oxygen? So last time I show you maximum part for 3. Look at here. I told you one thing. I tell you, if suppose 2 atom, so 2 atom 180 degree, like this you can write. Apart from here, suppose this is A. Now suppose 3 atoms, so it is A, 3 atom, 1 is here, 1 is here, 1 is here, maximum. Suppose 4 atom, A, B, 4, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. This is maximum possibility, right? So it will be like this, huh? You can show. So now I will put oxygen here, 1 and 1 oxygen here and 1 oxygen here. Now what about the third point? What is the third point? This is a skeleton, right? Third point is a skeleton, right? And the fourth point is?
Draw the bonds.
Yeah. Fourth point is you have to draw the bond between this oxygen, and this oxygen. This is the fourth point. Okay. Draw bonds. between carbon and oxygen. So how many electrons you added? 6 electrons, right? 3 bonds. 6 electron you finish this one. 24 minus 6. How much? 18. 18 electron left, right? Then after that, what we do about the 18 electron? Where I should put 18 electron? What should I do? 18 electron. What you, yeah, here, 2 example I have done, but still you don't know that what you have to do.
We give it for oxygen, and then after we are done with the 3 atoms of oxygen, we give the left for carbon.
So this is 18 electrons. Just distribute each oxygen to make octets. 2 already here, and now 6 electron you added. 6 plus 2 is octet. 6 plus 2 is octet. 6 plus 2 is octet. Now 6 multiplied by 3 is 18. So minus 18 electrons. So what left? 0. So what you put on the carbon?
Nothing.
Right? So is the all octet is complete? This formula is correct or wrong? Which octet is not complete?
The carbon is not good.
Yeah, carbon is not complete, right? This is octet is not complete. So this formula is wrong.
We can put another line between the carbon and the oxygen.
Just only internally you can adjust the octet of carbon. Out of these 3 oxygen we have, you can remove or transfer any 2 electron from here to the carbon.
Yes,
Oxygen
between them.
carbon can make double bond, both can make triple bond, right? Like that. So this is carbon, this is single bond, oxygen. This I will transfer 1 electron, 2 electron from here. So only these 2 electron, 4 electron left. And now this is single oxygen. This is all same. So now the carbon octet is complete now, right? This is octet is complete. And this oxygen also octet is complete, 8 electron. This oxygen octet is complete, 8 electron. And this oxygen octet is complete, 8 electron. Now this is perfect. In this way, you have to draw the Lewis structure. So I will write here, if no electron on central atom and octet is not complete. Octet of carbon is not complete. Then move electron from oxygen. Clear? Any oxygen. You can move 2 electron from any oxygen, either this or this. Any oxygen you can move. So if you move this oxygen from here, so you will make double bond here. This will be single, this will be single. If you move 2 electron from here, so this will be double, carbon and oxygen bond. Others are single. So in this way, this is very good example. You can put after when you write down this structure. So in the last you will put here, this is oxygen, this is also oxygen, this is also oxygen, octet is complete. And in the last, because it has 2 electron extra, so you have to show 2 minus like this in the formula. Any question now?
Doctor,
Yeah.
can you repeat why we subtract 18 electrons from 18?
How many electrons you put on each oxygen?
It's 6.
And how many oxygen you have?
6 multiplied 3. Okay, it's clear.
But you have to, because you will distribute electron according to the to complete the octet of oxygen. So this oxygen already have 2 electrons. So how many electrons required to complete octet? 6 electron. You will put 6 electron here, 6 here, 6 here. Any question now, please?
No.
This is the steps are already here. It's all steps. This is the final slide. All right. Now formal charge and Lewis structure. Formal charge, how you will get? Suppose this 2 minus you have. The charge is 2 minus. How this 2 minus we get it? This is the formula of the formal charge determination. This formula is, this is formal charge Fc, the total number of valence electron in the free atom, valence electron minus total number of non-bonding electron. Total number of non-bonding electron minus half total number of bonding electron. Total number of bonding electron. Non-bonding and bonding. As I told you that suppose you have this carbon and you have double bond this is right. So this is in the case of oxygen and carbon, this is the bonding electrons. This is bonding pair, right? These are the bonds, but this is the electron, bonding electron. In the fluorine, remember that only one unpaired, one is non-bonding, and other these are bonding electrons, right? Paired. This is only one unpaired. So you have to remember this one. Formal charge is the electrical charge difference between the number of valence electron, in an isolated atom and the number of electron assigned to that atom in a Lewis structure. Okay, these are the formal charge. Okay, that you have to determine the difference between the number of valence electron, right? Suppose valence electron, you should know that for each group. But other than valence electron, is there any extra electron is assigned to on that particular atom? That is the difference we will get. Isolated atom and the number of electron assigned to that atom. Suppose carbon atom, it is valence electron, we have 4 valence electron. Suppose in the formula, if it will get any extra electron on it, that will be difference 4 minus 5. Suppose 5 total, we have 5 minus 4 is minus 1. So in that case, suppose minus 1 is the charge. So this we calculate, and the formula for calculation, number 1, the formal charge is equal to the valence electron minus total number of bonding electron minus half total number of non-bonding and total number of bonding. I will write here like this. Otherwise, you will confuse. Bonding electron minus half total number of non-bonding electron. Non-bonding electron minus half bonding electron. Just only difference. The sum of the formal charge of the atom in a molecule or ion must equal the charge on the molecule. Okay, I will explain now one by one. Now, suppose we have this. Okay, this formula we got it. Right, just now we have done, remember? So this, I will make double bond here in this oxygen, no problem. All oxygens bonds are same. You can make double bond any of the carbon and oxygen either here or here or here. Suppose this is number 1 oxygen, this is number 2 oxygen, this is number 3 oxygen, and the fourth one is carbon. So this is your formula. First, to determine the to determine the formal charge, you must know first Lewis structure. If you don't know the Lewis structure, you cannot calculate formal charge on this molecule. Alright, so either you will use that formula which I show you now, the valence, the formal charge is equal to number of bonding electron minus half number of, you can write number of this one, bonding electron. This is non-bonding and this is bonding. This is one type, right? So I will write here formula charge. Number of non-bonding electron. So for suppose oxygen number 1, I will write here formal charge on oxygen number 1. What will be the charge, right? So now I will take this one. So now you have to determine number 1 formula charge, non-bonding. So non-bonding electron, could you tell me on the oxygen, on this oxygen, how many non-bonding electron?
4.
4. So you will write 4 here. Minus bonding electron. Now these are the bonding. Okay, how many bonding electron here?
4.
4. Minus half.
Doctor,
Sorry, this bonding minus half. It should be here, not other.
Doctor,
Yes.
shouldn't we find the total valence electron first?
Huh?
Shouldn't we find the total valence electron first, or it doesn't matter?
Total balance? What total balance? I don't understand.
Total valence electrons.
No, that is different. I told you. This is non-bonding electron. You have to write from here from the oxygen, right?
Okay.
These are non-bonding. Half bonding electron. Bonding electron is 4, right? So now you will calculate 4 minus 2. Okay, then you will get plus charge.
The formula is not the valence electron, it's not bonding and minus half bonding.
No, this is this is non-bonding electron 4, and these are the bonding electron 2, 2, 4. So now you will get 4 minus 2. You will get this 2, right? Oxygen. You have 0. Why 2?
Doctor, can you go to slide 26? Previous slide.
Where you want to go?
26, previous. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Guys,
I'm
mean,
missing here, right? Valence electron. See, I was correct at the time. First time I was correct. Valence electron, because oxygen belongs to those 6 group, right? So 6 valence electron. 6 valence electron minus non-bonding electron 4 minus half bonding electron 4, right? This is the one. So now you have this 6 minus this 2. So this is minus 2 minus 4, this is minus 6. Now you will get 0, right? Now this oxygen, 0 formal charge. Okay, now about the second oxygen you calculate. This is second oxygen. Okay, follow this same thing. Formal charge equal to the valence electron. How many valence electron for this oxygen?
8.
Huh? Yeah, valence electron on this oxygen.
6.
6. Tell me now, don't waste. Minus how many non-bonding electron?
6.
6. Minus half how many bonding electron?
2 electrons.
2. Now you will get 6 minus 6, 1. Minus 1. So this is 6 minus 7. So you will get minus 1, right? And this have minus 1 formal charge on this oxygen. What about the other oxygen? On oxygen number 3. This 2 and 3 both oxygen are same, right? Everything is same.
Yes.
You should also have minus 1 if you calculate it. So that's why it is minus 1, this is minus 1, this is 0. So you will add both charge, then that's why you get minus 2 here. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, now I have another method. This is using the formula, but I will not use the formula directly. I will calculate. Direct method. Direct method, look at here. Oxygen number 1. First oxygen. The first oxygen, if suppose we have valence electron is 6. And you break down this bond. See this line, you see this line, the breaking down. After break down these bonds, how many electron on the oxygen, how many electron on the carbon?
8 in the oxygen.
No, there are how many total electron if you break down this bond, so how many electron will go to the oxygen and how many electron will go to the carbon?
4 electrons.
4.
Why, my friend, total is 4. So this 2 electron will go to the oxygen and 2 electron will go to the carbon, right? I can write like this here. After break down this is the breaking, right? So this 2 electron include to the oxygen. Oxygen is this like this. Okay. So now I'm talking about oxygen number 1. If I write oxygen number 1, you will feel 10. It is not oxygen. I will put here. Okay, now. So 6 is a valence electron minus how many many electrons now you have on the oxygen after break down the bond? How many electrons are here?
6 electrons.
6 electron. Just look at here. This one, how many? Total is 6. So now you will get 0. So in this way, you have the 0 calculation. Don't forget about formula. I'm just now oxygen 2. Oxygen 2 again, valence electron is 6. If you break down this, one electron is going to the oxygen, one electron is going to the carbon, right? So oxygen has total electron how much?
7.
7. So this 6 and this is why 7, because there are 6 electron are here, 2, 2, 6 and 1 electron coming from after breakdown, 7. So it means 1 electron is extra here. It has only valence electron is 6, but it is 1 electron extra. So this is not 0, this is -1, right? -1 is extra. Now oxygen 3 is the same. 6 minus 7 minus 1. This is -1, this is -1, like this. So which one you feel better? Which formula?
Maybe first one.
So whatever formula you feel easy, you can use that. Any question now which is not clear, please ask me now.
Yeah.
So this is the way how to determine the formal charge. This I already done. The solution is here. You can go through that. These are the very important, the formal charge calculation, right? Bond enthalpy, we have to, okay, but how many students have the book with you? Open the book, please, if you have. Let me check here. I don't know. Okay, now this is the bond enthalpy calculation. Bond enthalpy, I already explained you what is enthalpy. Enthalpy, remember that delta H, bond enthalpy of a reaction, right? So this one, what is this actually? It is a measure of the stability of the molecule. It is its bond enthalpy. Stability, right? Stability. It will tell you this will tell you what, how much bond is stable, right? A measure of stability of the molecule is its bond enthalpy, which is the enthalpy change. This is the enthalpy change. This is bond enthalpy or enthalpy change. So now this is the enthalpy change required to break a particular bond in 1 mole of a gaseous molecule is the bond enthalpy. So you remember that what is we call bond enthalpy? The enthalpy change, delta H, enthalpy change required to break a particular bond, any bond. If suppose you have this bond, right? You break down this. So it means you need some energy or enthalpy, energy or enthalpy, because this is at constant pressure, this will work. Enthalpy will work at the Q constant pressure, open system. So it requires some energy or some enthalpy to break this bond, right? The particular bond in 1 mole of a gaseous molecule. Suppose you have this gaseous molecule, this one, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and whatever molecules we have. If you break down any bond in 1 mole of gaseous molecule, that is called bond enthalpy. These are the bond enthalpy, the values are giving to break down this bond. This HH means single bond, this one like this, Cl, Cl. To break down this bond will be break down, this bond will be break down. Then how much energy required? This one, 436, 242, 431 kilojoules. These are the values are giving here. Okay, it is HCl, HCl, oxygen, double bond always it has, nitrogen always has triple bond, remember that. When you get this bond enthalpy, look at here. This bond enthalpy is going to increase and increase. So triple bond has more bond and energy, bond enthalpy, because this is strong bond. It will need, it require high enthalpy or high energy to break down this bond. All right. Okay, now we have this. This is a simple calculation. How many bonds are broken? The bond enthalpy in polyatomic molecule. This is water, H, O, H. So now total first is this breakdown and the second one is this breakdown, right? So two hydrogen, two bonds are broken. That's why the total they will calculate 502 in this case. So I will explain now. I will have some examples. This formula you have to write down or memorize this formula. You remember that if you in chapter 6 you remember that to determine the state function we require depends on product or initial right position, product minus reactant. Okay, if you calculate in chapter 6, but here if you calculate enthalpy, this is not the product minus reactant, this is reactant minus product. Just remember that, don't confuse. Total energy input, because this is the broken first, it is like this. If suppose you break down this is reactant, then product are formed. Suppose A and B minus, right? This is A and B, like this. So this is, you require some energy here to break down this. So this is the energy input and the energy is released whenever the bonds are formed. After breakdown this, the total energy minus total energy released. Okay, when the new bonds are formed, okay, the total energy is released because these new bonds are formed. Alright, this is the case here. Exothermic and endothermic, as I told you. In endothermic, the heat is required, and this enthalpy. So heat is required. The reactant, it requires some energy change to the atoms, and then product are formed. So in the product has less. This is the product will be in the middle. Remember here, this product. And when this product are formed and this product is formed, see this product is very low energy because it release more energy. It has less energy as compared to this. It also release but less energy release. Less energy release. You will get this product is less stable than this, right? This is exothermic, this is endothermic. In exothermic, this reactant is unstable, but this reactant is more stable in endothermic. So now when you calculate this one and you calculate delta H, if you are getting sign negative, you can say this reaction is exothermic. If you are getting sign positive, you will say it is endothermic. Remember that. This formula you can write down here. Okay, formula again I will write here. You remember that. Delta H, summation of the reaction. The summation of number of moles. These are the coefficient or moles of the reactant minus summation of the moles of the product. Just formula remember. So you should know first how we arrange how many bonds it form, because this is bond formation, bond broken. So first bond broken, then bond formation, new bonds. Always like this, right? So there are two examples here, number 1 example and this is number 2 example. So number 1 example, look at here. This is bond of the hydrogen broken. This bond of the chlorine, this is chlorine, bond of the chlorine. So this is hydrogen, this is chlorine, Cl2, and now this will react with this, and this will react with this chlorine. So this is, you will get HCl, you will get HCl like this. The new bonds are formed. So in this case, how many bonds are broken? One bond of hydrogen is broken and one bond of Cl2 is broken. Similar, one bond of HCl is formed and one bond of HCl is formed. So there are two bonds of HCls are formed and one bond of H2 are broken and one bond of Cl2 are broken. It will be like this. This is broken and this is formed. So we can write like this, right? Okay. Now look at here. This is the same first example. This is same first example, right? Now how it's solved? Look at here. So you have to write first how many bonds are broken and how many. Number 1, number of bond broken. Number 2, bond enthalpy, how much required. This will be given. The value will be given in the question. Given in question, right? And you have to determine this one on the basis of this and this one. How many bonds? This multiplied by this, you will get this. How many bonds are broken? This multiplied by this energy required, you will get this. So first of all, you should know how many bonds are broken. So there is a single bond here. Only one bond is broken, so write down 1 here. How many is required? The kilojoule. This will be given in the question. So you have to select from there and write down here. Okay. I think the time is going to finish now. This is an example. I will finish now. And similarly, CCl. Now, second one is these are reactant, and now this one is product. Types of bond formed. HCl is formed, right? How many bonds are formed? 2. Look at here. How many bonds are formed? 2. So you have to follow the chemical equation. According to this, how many bonds are formed? How many coefficients are there? There is a 2 bonds. You have to write 2 here. This value is already given in the question. You select from there and write down here. And this multiply by this, then you will get the final. And now use the formula. What is the formula? What is the formula? Again, I will write here delta H of the reaction. The summation of the total is reactant minus summation of total of the product. And now reactant, these are the reactant value, summation of all, and this is the product value. So now your sum of this 436 plus 242, these are 2 things. You add up these 2, whatever you get, this one, and now there is no need to add up because only single value. So now you will put into the formula. This is product release, this is input reactant. Now you will have reactant 679.1 minus 863.2. How much you get? 679 minus this minus 184 you get, right?
Teacher,
Yeah. Okay, tell me now, what do you want? Hello? So this is your formula calculation. Okay, you stop it here. This is the bond enthalpy of this reaction. you will get it. The standard bond enthalpy you calculate for the reaction. Any question now, please? Hello? Any question?
No, no question.
This is clear now? Bond enthalpy? This bond
Yes.
enthalpy calculation, your formula remember, and how many reactant bonds are broken and how many product bonds are formed. You have to be careful. So this again I will explain you in the when I take the next lab. This I will again because I have 15 minutes in that lab. So every lab I think, but some students will not be here. Some students will be in different section. So when you come back, I will explain it again because this is very, very important. When you have time. Next week? Hello?